Hello everyone, today we'll be talking about Cloud PKI, but only from a high level perspective. Lately, you might have noticed there's a lot of videos on how to technically implement Cloud PKI in the Intune environment. However, there's still a missing element on understanding what is the feature all about. So, the agenda for today is what is the focus of Cloud PKI, high level summary, where do most organizations stand with the certificate distribution, what are the Cloud PKI approaches, known issues, and comment online and questions. So, what is the Cloud PKI focus? Intune Cloud PKI provides organizations with a cloud-based service that simplifies the certificate lifecycle management for Intune managed devices. Cloud PKI environment can be built within a few minutes by simply going through a couple of wizards. The focus of this feature is on providing a cloud-based solution for the public key infrastructure known as PKI. This means managing digital certificates, which is critical for secure communication and software integrity. Microsoft Cloud PKI aims to simplify things for IT admin by reducing complexity and cost management. If you use this traditional version with the connectors in this server and proxies whatsoever, you might find this Cloud PKI very, very useful. However, Cloud PKI does not support non-Intune managed devices. This video will go through the high-level summary of this Intune feature, and we might be able to answer the question whether this feature is suitable for your environment. So let's get cracking. High-level features. You will be able to issue certificates for Intune managed devices. You will be able to manage those certificates. Intune will support the ability to deploy those certificates automatically. You will be able to automatically revoke certificates and manually revoke certificates if the occasion rises. So the certificate revocation occurs automatically when the device is retired, wiped, or deleted. And that, of course, for the manual certificate as well. So those are the edge cases on the manual side. There will be monitoring and reporting, of course. The scenario is really centered around certificate-based authentication, supporting the current scenarios that Intune supports. Wi-Fi certificate-based authentication, VPN, Windows Hello for Business, essentially applications that support certificate-based authentication. Those are the well-served scenarios. So let's dig a little bit deeper into the Cloud PKI. Let's get some specifications here. You have the ability to create certifications authority in your Intune tenant, and you can create what's so-called two-tier PKI hierarchy consisting of root and issuing CA in the cloud, and you are restricted to two tiers in the cloud. And you have two approaches here. Either you can create one root with multiple issuing CA underneath that, or you can create multiple roots with corresponding issuing CA underneath that. And really how you deploy or how you choose to deploy is totally up to you. However, Intune will also support the scenario called Bring Your Own Certificate. We'll be talking about that a little bit later. This is the ability for you to anchor an issuing CA that you create in your Intune tenant in the cloud and anchor that to your private certificate authority. We'll get back to that. In terms of signing and encryption algorithm, that Intune Cloud PKI supports RSA with the supported key sizes. Intune supports the hash algorithm with the supported SHA values. So keep those in mind. Intune Cloud PKI is providing what's so-called Cloud Certificate Registration Authority. This is what you would essentially know as your index server, and that will support the SCIP protocol in the cloud. In terms of leaf certificate, or what's so-called end entity certificates, Intune supports this protocol as well. I think I covered certificate life cycle management, issuing, renewing, and revoking both manually and automatically, reporting and dashboarding capabilities, and of course, having the capacity to audit any kind of action performed against the CA. Creating, stopping, pausing, deleting. All those actions are audited and logged into Intune services. Intune will provide a set of new permissions that are related to the Cloud PKI. The ability to create CA, delete CA, modify CA, the ability to create what's so-called certificate manager, where the certificate manager can only essentially revoke certificates, and that's they can do. And of course, scope tags, where scope tags are essentially used to control visibility. So if there are multiple PKIs in your Intune tenant and you have different administrators of a different line of businesses, or business within your organization, and you want visibility and control over those, scope tags is where you go to take care of those kind of things. So this slide reminds me of a couple of days ago. I was at the customer side, and this is what we built. And this is where we normally are in the server, CA, certificate template, Intune connector, Azure App Proxy connector. Yeah, so the big takeaway here, essentially Cloud PKI replaces your on-prem CA for issuing those device certificates. You don't need an index server, you don't need this certificate connector, and you don't need to go through those proxy configurations. So you will begin to see that Intune Cloud PKI essentially removes a lot of complexity. You will have to obviously still continue to use your third-party CA, but again, if you currently use the connector in the server and proxy server, that goes out of the window. That's what makes Cloud PKI a big feature. And those who experience that today, they know that's it's a quite big deal. Now, here is the other side of the rainbow, or the truth about Cloud PKI. The current set of the certificate that Intune never issued or never worked with, like TLS, SSL certificate, you still continue to rely on your private CA or your Active Directory certificate server. For that certificate, and that certificate, so essentially, with the Intune Cloud PKI is going to simplify, reduce the complexity, and reduce cost, but continue to rely on your PKIs. Here's my favorite part of the video. So with the Cloud PKI approaches, root CA deployment. So in the root CA deployment, you've got the root CA in the cloud. And so you need to deliver what's so-called the bag of cert, or the trusted chain to your devices. You also need the bag of certs for the SSL certificates, the TLS certificates that your on-prem root CA has issued. And so you need to deliver both of those. Because we are talking about root CA in the cloud, you need to get the root CA keys on your on-prem servers. And again, this would be an out-of-band delivery, either through group policy, if those relying parties are in your domain, or through some other method. And then, of course, you've got to configure those relying parties to trust the root CA in the cloud. So drinking water out of a beer glass. Isn't it that weird? Bring your own CA deployment. In this approach here, you've got your root CA is on-prem, and so you're going to deliver the bag of certificates of that root CA on-prem to your managed devices. The Intune Trust Certificate profile does the trick there. And again, those trust keys are already present on those relying parties. Nothing to do on that front. And you get your trust established on both ends with the SSL certificate and the client authentication certificate. Known issues and limitations. You can create up to 6 CAs in your Intune tenant. Delete or disable a CA from your Intune tenant is not yet supported until those actions become available. Intune recommends making a support request to delete a CA. We're coming nicely to the end of the video. Here are the most asked questions online, like does it support external CA or offline CA, supporting custom templates or other protocol methods for enrollment? I will not go through each question. You can pause the video and enjoy the read. But everyone, thank you for watching, and hope you've enjoyed, and catch you on the next one.